Hi, I'm Lee Partridge and welcome back to Col U TV for another midweek show. On the show this evening, we'll take a look back at the highlights and reaction from Monday's home victory as we retained Football League status. As well, we'll also be taking a look at this weekend's opponents and a reminder on how to vote at the end of season awards. But let's start and let's take a look back at the goals from Monday's win. Three excellent strikes there. Good to see Brendan getting on the score sheet and also assisting Freddie and Noah getting forward into the channels. Once again, another assist for Noah. So great, some great performances there. Which one was your favourite? Tweet us and let us know. Now let's stay with the game from Monday, and we've got the reaction from Wayne Brown.
Wayne, we get the result we need. Results go our way. Is it a relief, a celebration that we've kept our League Two status now with that win?
To a certain extent, yeah. I think it's always nice to achieve what you've set out to do. What's it been, 18 games now? We knew it was going to be a tough ask, but we also knew the quality that we've got in the team and the squad. And on many occasions, not just today, that's proven the case. And when you have got quality to work with, you've always got a good chance of getting results. Really pleased for today, not just because other results went with us today and we've got over the line, but what pleased me the most was the information that was given to him over a quick turnaround from the Exeter game into today's game. And they've tried to execute that, take information on board and execute it as a collective. And I thought they did it very well, very solid, out of possession, nullified them and made them play into areas where we wanted them to play in, put pressure on at the right times. But more importantly, I think it was good that we created as many as we did today against a very good Bradford team. And that should give the lads a little bit of a spark, a little bit more of a confidence. And hopefully we can take that into the remaining 3 games.
Yeah, and over the course since you came in, you've probably not been critical of the amount of chances we've got, but you've asked the players to be more ruthless and clinical in the box. That certainly was the case with the goals today.
That's right. And, if you look back at the fixtures, the Orient game, we have 19 opportunities to score goals and we end up drawing the game. Very, very similar against Carlisle, where we have 18 opportunities at goal and we end up drawing the game. But that's football. That's football. You are going to create and miss. Sometimes you don't create. But it was pleasing that we didn't just score 3 goals today, but we kept going. And yeah, of course it does. It helps that they have 10 men. Of course it does. But sometimes it can be harder to play against 10 men when you're 2-0 up, because then the next goal becomes vital. But a great finish by Freddie. I was critical of the group, both in the press and to them after the Stevenage game, about sort of getting out fought and out battled. But that wasn't the case today. Minimum requirement in any game of football is what they've shown out of possession. You earn the right to then play football. Can you then have the confidence and the belief that you can pass the ball, which we did very well. We executed a plan in regards to getting it into wide areas, getting 2 fresh fullbacks on the pitch from Friday that supplied some real good quality into the box. And to score 3 goals is obviously the icing on the cake, but just chuffed the bits from the overall performance, off probably 2 real poor performances, if you like, against Stevenage and Exeter, to the character that they've shown to come in today. Fresh day, new opposition, but you've still got to go out there and execute, and I thought they did very well today.
Yeah, and from the off, we were on the front foot, and those fullbacks seem to be a few yards further forward than we're used to seeing the fullbacks. So that must have been something that was really pleasing for you to see the work you've done and the information you put into the lads, and then kind of doing it exactly how you would have wanted them to.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you put information into the group, it's not always easy or get your points across, which they can absorb and then carry out. But again, as a coach, that's all you can ask for, that they've tried to carry out what we've asked for them. We knew that the spaces were going to be in the wide areas because of the bodies that they have and their shape dictates in midfield. So it was about being brave, about Junior getting on, about Kenny getting on. Not only did they supply, but obviously Kenny gets the goal as well by being in an advanced position. So we kept them fresh from Friday. We've changed both fullbacks to give us that impetus going forwards and really take the game to Bradford. And the challenge to the group was go and win the game in the first 20 minutes. Be on the front foot, be ruthless, go and pass the ball, execute balls into wide areas, quality in the final third. And I thought they did just that. And obviously, as a coach and manager, is very pleasing when that happens.
Yeah, and will your mentality or the players' mentality change now you're safe, or will you just want to build on that performance and just see how many points we can get?
I think it's imperative now that we finished the season strong. We've got 9 points to play for, and it's nice now looking at the teams above us. Who can we catch? Who can we get in front of now with 3 games to go? And that's got to be your mentality, because the end of this season can then roll into next season. So it's really important that we finish the season really strong. We build on this performance in our next 3 games, and let's see how many points we can get on the board.
A great day and a great win there, of course, as well. And the U's will be playing Football League games next season, as you well know now. We'll finish off the reaction from Monday's game with an interview with Brendan Wiredu, as the man of the match joined us here in the studio after the game.
Brendan, we talked about us getting the job done rather than waiting for others' results to go our way. Certainly did that this afternoon, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we put out a dominant display, especially after 2 disappointing displays that we've had recently. But I think it was good to get out there, put wrongs right, to be honest, and putting the display that we did today, I think shows a lot of character and shows that what we can do against teams above us.
Yeah, and from the very first minute, from looking at the game from outside, it looked like we really wanted to kind of put those last 2 results behind us and get the positive result from the off.
Yeah, of course. I think the whole message this weekend has been go out there and show the gaffer what we're made of and what we're about. And I think we all were singing off the same hymn sheet. Like me, I was playing in a different role today, but I knew my roles and responsibilities out there. I think everyone knew their roles and responsibilities, and I think it worked well today. Yeah,
and you look to be playing a bit further forward, and you've finally got that league goal that you must feel that all the times you get in the box, it was coming.
I think I don't do myself justice when I get into the box, but I think today I've done well to get the header, and I thought it was a good header, to be fair. But like I said before, I think I can get so many more goals, especially with the chances I get when arriving into the box. But I'm happy to get a goal.
Yeah. I mean, is there a balance of you not worrying too much when you miss those chances because you need to keep getting in there and keep needing to give yourself those chances? Or are you confident that eventually it would come and one would fall for you?
Of course, yeah. No, I'm never going to shy away from getting into them positions, because I think if I get in them positions, it's going to come eventually. So if I miss one, it's all about dusting myself off and going again. And I think today was I was more composed when going for the header today rather than being more rash than I've been.
And part of the game plan as well looked like we'll get our fullbacks further up the pitch. That was certainly the case for Miles Kenlock's goal.
Yeah, I think we knew that me and Ems had to stay tucked in, not really as wingers, like as two number 10s as well with Noah, and let Junior and Miles go higher, because obviously they're really good attacking fullbacks, and that really showed when Miles scored, because even I didn't know he was there. I turned around, he just popped up. So yeah, it's a good finish from him as well.
Yeah, and 2-0 at half time. Were you expecting a bit more from Bradford at the beginning of the second half? Were you do you go out there thinking, well, they've got to come at us a bit more in the second half?
Yeah, no, I think we go out there thinking there's always going to be a response, but it's about more focus on how we deal with the response. I think what we did really well today was nullify what they did in the first 10 minutes of the second half, and I think then we slowed the game down, we managed the game really well, and then they didn't really oppose any threats.
No, and then obviously Freddie gets the third goal, which is, in that situation, the third goal is an important one, and it really kills the game for them. And does it make a rarity that you really enjoyed the last 10, 15 minutes of the game?
Yeah, I think it's more, we know we're in the ascendancy, not really chasing the games, because normally we're really chasing the game. That's why probably there's been a lot of late goals. But I think now, today was more of a managing the game and seeing how we do, seeing out the game and not giving them any sniffs and getting a goal.
Yeah, and we spoke to the head coach, Wayne Brown, and he's talking about wanting to win all 9 out of the points remaining in the last 3 games. Players will have exactly that same thought, and I suppose for you personally, a few more goals.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I think now obviously try and build on this for the last 3 games, get as much points as possible out of the last 3 games. We're safe now, but that's not what that was our goal. It's done. Now it's try to finish as high as possible. Finish higher than we are now. So looking forward to the game against Newport on Friday, where they're fighting for something, so it's even good for us. So it's going to be a very competitive game.
So as you can see, Brendan was a very happy man there. So he should be with his goal and his assist. It was his first home goal of the season, so let's hope we can get some more from him before the end of the season. On to the end of the season awards now, and let's take a look at the contenders for goal of the season.
They've switched off from the corner, and Jasper scores a cracker. Well, he's deserved that for his individual performance. But look, no one goes across as they take a quick corner, and the man on loan from Fulham finds the top corner in scintillating style for his second goal of the season.
Bowled out by Turner. Now Freddie Sears, who's been quiet so far. He wants the return here, and he gets the return, and it's Freddie Sears! On the stroke of half-time to draw Colchester level. Nothing Jones could do this time.
Wow, there's some great strikes there. I'd cast my vote for, I don't know, I'm probably stuck in the middle of between Judge's great 35-yarder or, of course, Junior's some cracking finish in the last minute to take the 3 points. Although it's great to see some of the goals in there, and so many of them that have started actually from our third of the pitch. But of course, it's not down to me, it's down to you. Head to the website where you'll find links to vote for Goal of the Season, Player and Young Player of the Season, with the voting closing this weekend. On to Friday's game now, and we have thoughts of Tommy Smith as we head to Wales for the upcoming fixture against Newport.
We just spoke to Wayne Brown. He said it's sort of mission accomplished if staying in a league is an achievement. But bearing in mind when he came in, the situation is some kind of achievement for him. Is it an achievement for the players as well, given the situation they've been in?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't a situation we wanted to be in first and foremost, but we found ourselves down there, and yeah, of course now we've actually ticked that box, and there is a sense of relief, I'll be honest. And obviously you're always looking over your shoulder when you're at the wrong end of the table, and it's nice to get that done now, but the work doesn't stop. We've got to finish the season strongly. People are still playing for their places, and obviously we're still playing for the fans, and we need to get as many points on the board as we can.
Have you had situations this season where you've looked around the change room going, I can't believe we're where we are?
Yeah, definitely. You look at the quality of player we brought in the summer, and that was already at the club, and we should have been pushing towards the top end of the table, but it didn't work out that way. And credit to Brownie, the gaffer. He's come in and he's really stamped his authority on things, and we've had the change round in fortune.
Yeah, with all due respect, I wouldn't expect you to criticise previous managers or anything like that, but is Wayne a very different character to maybe the previous people who've been in charge? Yeah,
definitely brings his own sort of authority, and you can definitely sense that he's the boss sort of thing, and he's very concise and clear in the points that he gets across, and he makes it quite a simple thing for us to do. He makes it very black and white, and it's been really good to see him do well. He's done really well. He took his chance last year, perhaps didn't go as well as he would have liked, so for him to get another chance and to do as well as he has done this time, I'm really happy for him.
And Monday came up, and obviously and Friday as well, things could have closed up, so nice to get it done when there's still 3 games to go rather than it go on and on and on.
Yeah, of course, like I say, you're always sort of looking over your shoulder and you're looking at the other team's results, and it's nice to get it done, but also we know that that's not where we should be. So yes, a sense of relief, but we're not happy that we've avoided relegation. We wanted to be much higher up the league than we have been, but there's certainly things there that we can now work on with one eye on next season.
And if you look at the league table now, there's a chance to push yourselves halfway up the table if you can get the results that you want. So there is something to play for, plenty still to go for as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said before, we're professional footballers. You go out on the pitch, you want to get as many points as possible. You want to win every single game, and whoever the manager decides to put on that pitch will be doing their utmost to win the remaining 3 games and see how high we can get ourselves on the table.
What about you personally? It's a stop-start sort of season for you, international call-ups and then dropping down to the bench, injuries as well. It was a strange sort of year.
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's a bit of a different one, but I think these things happen. Managers make decisions, and you just got to get on with it and be ready to take your chance when you're called upon. But internationals obviously didn't help. It does stop-start, but in terms of that, I would never miss those international games. It's something that I always really look forward to. Yes, it's a hindrance on my club career, but when there's a World Cup dangling at the end of it, you can never pass those opportunities up.
That's what I wanted to ask you about, because May the 7th, season finishes, but for you, there's still an important date in the diary, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. It's just been confirmed that the 14th of June is the Intercontinental playoff game, so that's something we're working towards. So I think I'll get a couple of weeks of downtime, but that downtime will obviously still involve doing bits and pieces to stay fit, and then we'll move into a training camp with an eye on, obviously, that game on the 14th of June.
Having been to a World Cup before and experienced it before, a fantastic opportunity for yourselves and the New Zealand squad.
Yeah, I was very young at the time. I was a 20-year-old kid, really, and you don't really appreciate at the time what you're actually doing and what we accomplished as a team whilst we were there. And so this time around, it's obviously much more experienced, and it's something that if we can make it there again, it'd be unbelievable for me and my family. So hopefully we can get over the line. You know, we fancy our chances. We'll go into it confidently, knowing that they're a decent outfit and a good side, but knowing that we can get that job done.
So, Tommy, looking forward to the game then, and there's been a weight lifted, of course, so the players will be able to play with a little bit of freedom, hopefully, this weekend. And with more thoughts on the weekend's game, here's Wayne Brown.
Well, it's mission accomplished. You've done what you took over and were asked to do, but you don't want the intensity levels to drop, do you? Because if you look at that league table, it's really quite close, and there's an opportunity to push yourselves 4 or 5 more places up there.
Yeah, and that's got to be the aim. The aim is now to try and get as many points on the board as we can muster. We've got 3 really important games coming up, because I feel if you have a real strong finish to the season, then that lends itself to having a real good start to the following season. So we've not got many out of contract in the summer, so we're working with pretty much the same group as what we've got now. So as I said, if we can start building on something and finish strongly, hopefully that could then go into next season.
Has there been a feeling of achievement this week from yourself and everybody involved? Because at the end of the day, it was getting tight when you came in. There were moments, where there was real concern.
I think it's always a funny one when you talk about achieving stuff in the game, and staying up and surviving in a division don't really bode well and sit well with me. But that said, with the circumstances that we've come in, and where the team was and where the club was when we come in, our aim was to obviously stay in a division, and ultimately that's what we've achieved on that aspect. But I think it's one of those where we knew the quality that we had to work with. We knew that there was plenty of points to play for, but obviously the lads wasn't in a great place mentally, regards to not winning in the last 8 games when we came in. So it was a good start when we come in with the performances and the results that we had, and then we weren't particularly performing badly, but we just wasn't really getting many points on the board for the performances that we were putting in, which was quite frustrating. But as I said to you on many a times, it's just about taking one game at a time, trying to keep the lads in a positive frame of mind, and I felt that we've done that throughout the long periods that we've been here. And it's about building on positivity and building on real good performances, and points will come along, and I'm a fully believer in that. And that was the case, thankfully. Some real good performances against Orient and the Carlisles and the Oldhams second half. We deserved a lot more than what really we got. 3 points out of those 3 games, and we probably deserved 9. But as I said, it's about the mentality throughout the squad, throughout the staff, and trying to keep it upbeat and positive. And thankfully, it's done the trick.
We spoke to Brendan Wirridu after the game on Monday, and he said obviously they want to finish strongly, and he said we can go to Newport and he used the word disrupt them, because they've still got something to play for.
Yeah, and I think you find that this time of the season, I think they're 3 points outside the playoffs. It's very tight in and around the playoffs, and they'll be desperate for the 3 points. They'll look at this fixture, Colchester United, as a real opportunity for them to get 3 points. But there's no easy games now. That's been proven over the last few weeks, and it's down to us, as I say, to concentrate on what we're doing, what we want to achieve for the last 3 games, and trying to get as many points on the board as we can. And it's not about disrupting them, it's about building on what was a very pleasing and very positive performance on Monday. And I said to the lads, we need to build on that now, we need to finish strong, and let's see how far we can get up this table, because there's probably 4 teams that are just above us, within 2 points of us, and then you've got the likes of Hartlepool, who we've still got to play, 5 points above us. So we want to try and get as many points on the board that we can. That's been the aim since we've come in, and that's not going to change now with 3 games to go. Just because we're mathematically safe, we still want to keep striving, we still want to keep pushing forwards, we still want the standards to be high, and that's just what we'll be looking for.
Because people from the outside look at it, well, Colchester have just saved themselves, that's it, they're done, and they're thinking about the beach, or the old cliches and that sort of thing, aren't they? They'll be expecting maybe your levels will slacken off on Friday. How hard or easy is it for a professional footballer not to allow that to happen?
Well, it's about your own standards. you know, your own mentality as an individual. You know, as I said to the press on Monday, if you don't step over that white line wanting to be the best player on the pitch, then you're in the wrong profession, you're at the wrong football club under the wrong manager, because, you know, that's got to be your aim every time you step over that white line, because every time you step over the white line, your reputation's on the line. So that's my motto, that's my mentality, and that's something that I want to try and install, and I think we have, to a certain extent, installed that throughout the group. You know, there's not been many disappointing displays or performances as individuals, as units, and as a collective. You can probably count on one hand, if you like, the sort of 45 minutes here and there, and not so great against, you know, the likes of Stevenage, Oldham first half. But there's not been many, which has been pleasing, and that's why we have been reasonably successful since we've been in, because we have tried to install that mentality. But that's going to be our aim as a staff, to put into the players for the remaining 3 games. You know, we've not really done anything yet regards to achieving anything. Yes, we've stayed in the league, which has been great, which has been massive, which has been the be all and end all. But we want to strive from here. We want to kick on from here, starting with these 3 games, and always the next game is the most important game of the season, and that's Newport away Friday. So, as I said, that will never change.
The way you're talking, it sounds like you're planning to be in charge here next season. Have you had a conversation yet with the owner?
No, listen, you know, Robbie's asked me to come in and do a job short term, which I've done, which I'm doing, and I'm sure there'll be discussion that will be had at the end of the season. So as I said, my main focus, my main aim is to build on the performance from Saturday, scoring 3 goals, should have and could have been more, kept a clean sheet against a decent Bradford team, and that's all I'm worried about. All I'm worried about at the moment, and all I'm focusing on, is the Newport game on Friday.
And just finally from me, in terms of, you had a go last year, a longish stint, but not overly long, and then coming in this year, can you spot things that you've done differently to what you did last year, which you think, well, that's worked and that's why that didn't work last year?
I think you've always got to learn, you've always got to try and improve as an individual. It was a totally different circumstance with a totally different set of players, if you like, last year. I think, and again, no disrespect to the group that we had here last year, but I think this is a different group with a different mentality. It's got more quality, and it's been a pleasure to work with this group of players. But as I said, you're always looking for improvements as an individual, as a coach, as a manager, and you can only do that with experience. The experiences that I've had last year can only benefit me with the opportunity that I've had this year, but I'll be looking to carry that on in some capacity next year as well.
How big a factor has Joe Dunn been as well, having him alongside you?
Yeah, that's right, both him and Dave. You know, we've put a lot of work in, not just on the training pitch, but off the training pitch. You do your due diligence on opposition. You try and look at weaknesses that you can exploit in opposition, whilst concentrating on your strengths with what you've got in your squad, and they've been great. You know, Joe's got abundance of experience and quality, very well respected within the game, and Dave's come in with a different voice, different fresh ideas. Been great at set plays. I think we've been very productive with set plays, and he's played a big part in that. But not just that, all the staff, you know, behind the scenes, you know, physios, ball science, analysis. You know, we've all done what we can to try and achieve what we've achieved. So, as I said, it's been a good push up to now. But as I said, we've got another 3 weeks and we've got another 3 games to go.
Good stuff there from the boss, and you can back him and the lads on the road this weekend. Tickets are available to purchase from the ticket office as always, or if you're unable to make it to South Wales, to Newport, it will be available to stream on iFollow for just £10. Lastly from me, email anything Col U related into us here, media@colchesterunited.net, and we will endeavour to get it on the show, on the big screen, or even in the programme for you. For now, thanks for watching. Safe journey to and from Newport if you're going at the weekend, and we'll see you back here, hopefully talking about 3 points next week. Until then, it's goodbye for now.